In this Tech Talk, I'm speaking with Bobby Martin, AMF Global Product Systems Leader, and Colin McShane, Executive Product Manager for AMF Workhorse, as well as Tamara Corey, AMF Workhorse's Engineering Manager. And we will be discussing all the benefits of automation that are offered through AMF Bakery Systems and AMF Workhorse. Hi, everyone. Thanks for joining me today.
Good morning.
How are you doing?
Good morning, Joanie.
It's so nice to see you all. And we are going to talk about automation. And the first thing I want to discuss is how in the past, 2 years, especially with the pandemic and this great resignation that every industry is dealing with, how has automation become so important for our industry?
Absolutely. So not only is it important, automation becomes critical to some bakers. It really is something that we've never seen in the past, where maybe a manual process was something that was working good for a baker, but today with the labor challenges, then that brings this idea of automating some manual processes where maybe the investment is not a quick payback, but it's so important just to sustain production and serve their customers. And mid-sized bakeries would need to automate their processes just to sustain the demand. We also see a big difference between the highly automated bakeries. So the ones that are running 24 hours 7 are now looking into automating new areas in the bakery that they never thought they would be automating it one day. I'm just to use as an example, a dough throw system. So a dough throw system is a dough throw sits on wheels and somebody's just pushing and pulling the throw over. All that work is, it's hard work. I've always given my highest respect to the operators operating those dough throws, because those are heavy things to carry over. Now, bakers are considering automating that portion of the bakery simply because labor is rare. And while if you're automating with new systems, then you might get that labor happy because they're doing something else in the bakery that they would maybe be more delighted to do. So there are places where operators are putting pans in a rack, and they put the rack into a proof box, and then this whole manual process is working well for them, but it's really high demanding as far as the quantity of people you need to just to support that manual process. So they now turn to us to find solutions that fit their building, that fit their layout, and that will fit their needs, basically just to sustain the high demand.
Even highly automated bakeries are struggling with workforce issues, and there are still areas of the bakery where there are manual needs that aren't getting filled. And I think that the recent integration of workhorse automation into the AMF family of brands is really helping streamline this automation end to end in the entire bakery. Tamara and Colin, I would just love to hear some of your thoughts on how these technologies, how is that creating seamless production end to end in a bakery operation?
For automation in bakeries, we've also tackled the freezer area. That's another high volume, high capacity area that if it's not automated, does require a lot of people.
Yeah, and it's definitely not an environment that's really suitable for people to be working in any way with -degree temperatures.
So as automation is desired, it's desired from many different directions. From we want to make our systems faster, better, more reliable, a lot less waste. We've invested a lot in ourselves to make products for the industry, but we also made our standard products in order to save footprint in a bakery, or to make it simple for the combination between automation and people. We are very proud to have joined AMF in the sense that it allows us to expand what we can do for the industry.
It just seems like such a perfect match to create AMF Workhorse.
Absolutely. We have more resources to build systems than to build a portion of a system. So we can collaborate internally to make it work instead of working with a bunch of people with their own ideas and directives.
AGV technology, the automatic guided vehicle technology, it's not just about the workforce, the people not being available, but you have to take care of the people who are there. Can you all talk to that a little bit about how this is making life a little bit easier and a little more enjoyable for the workers that bakers do have in their operation?
AGV is not new, but it's new to the baking industry, really. Where we see the value is really where I would say in two different axes. I say that the heavyweight items, like a dough trough I was talking about, even if it's on wheel, it's still a heavy thing to carry around. The second axis I see is the consumables. And they need a forklift to bring that over to the mixing environment, which is a wet environment. So mixing a forklift and that, it doesn't really go well most of the time. So having an AGV does that, doing that instead of a forklift is a great value.
We talked about the cold, but there's also the hot too, because in pans, those pans are inordinately hot when they come out of the oven. Anything that can help them out and relieve some of this, whether it be the automatic storage systems or the AGVs to help, bring all the stuff out to protect them.
And that's a key thing to look for automation, is where you're using people to do repetitive motion. That's a prime place for automation.
So with all of these automation technologies that are available, how easy is it for an existing bakery operation to integrate some or all of these technologies into their operation?
The future is versatility. Versatility means AGVs. You shouldn't have to worry about how the programming, the integration of these systems work. We're there to inform you how it's going to be done. We're there to reassure you that it'll be done well.
In the end, we're there to support the customer in whatever their issues are.
So what are the first steps that a baker needs to take to learn more about these technologies and get started integrating them into their bakery?
Globally, anybody can write an email to sales@amfbakery.com, and a local representative will contact you and visit you. Actually, we want to see your place. We want to see your challenges. We want to help you and support you finding solutions for your bakeries, basically.
Well, I just want to say one last time, congratulations on becoming AMF Workhorse. And I cannot think of a better fit for these brands to come together. And I am so excited to see what AMF Bakery Systems and AMF Workhorse are able to accomplish in creating more automation and making lives easier for these hardworking bakers in our industry. So Bobby, Colin, and Tamara, thank you so much for taking time to speak with me today. This was really interesting.
Thank you.
These are exciting times. Thank you, Joanie.
Yes,
They are exciting times.